Welcome back, twins.
Welcome back.
My name is Lindsey,
And I'm Maddie.
and this is the fourth episode.
Episode number 4.
I can't believe we're here. It's actually insane. Um, I know we're kind of small, but we have a good support system, and we're
hmm
grateful for everyone who's been watching the episode. We're working out some kinks, so just bear with us. Obviously, you could tell Maddie upgraded with the mic, so I'm like, well, shit, I gotta upgrade with mine too.
It's part of the plan.
So, for today's episode, we're basically going to be talking about healing energy, distributing energy, and just learning about where to focus your energy more on because we can't be spending our whole life wasting our energy on anything and everyone. It's about our healing energy era.
Yeah, and you wasting your energy, bringing down your mental, draining your battery. We're going to let you know.
Oh, for sure. Um, so for this episode, we're going to break it down into a couple things. So, the first thing we're going to be talking about is what is mental energy? What does
Hmm.
it mean? How is it different from physical energy? And then we'll be talking about signs you're burnt out. We'll be talking about how to get it together and the power of saying no. These are just some spoilers on what we'll be discussing. Um, so if Maddie, you wanna start yapping?
Yeah, love to yap. So, first thing about energy, this can be effort. This can be communicating with somebody. This can be putting your time into something. All of these things involve you and your energy. So, if you're giving this energy to whoever, to a project, to a person, to a relationship, to your animals, to your house, whatever, if you're feeling drained and you're not getting anything back, we got to reevaluate.
So basically, right, reevaluating, thinking about why we're getting drained and where our negative energy is going into.
Mm,
So mental energy is basically the powerhouse on how we think, talk, operate in our daily life. So the factors that play into this is the food you eat, the people you hang out with, how many hours of sleep you get, because we all know you're staying up till 12 o'clock on your phone,
on
not
TikTok,
prioritizing your sleep, on TikTok. Why are you staying up scrolling when you know you got to go to bed?
it's funny. I get it. And maybe you're seeing something funny or that one hot guy you're following, but you got to go to bed. Put it down.
Hmm.
You got work. We got things to do in the morning. We can't be up till 2 a.m. and be
No,
productive the next day.
because you may think 6 hours is enough for you because you feel waking up, you feel still energized. But at the end of the day, you're just putting your body into stress. So when you're getting only 6 hours of sleep, that plays into your mental energy. You're aging your body year by year. You're taking years off of your body, which is affecting your mental health. So, some factors that affect my mental energy that I've noticed is when I'm eating really heavy carby stuff, a lot of pastas I can't do because it makes me droggy, bloated. I don't want to do anything. And then fried foods really mess me up. I can't have a lot of fried foods. Um, and then this is negative aspects, so we're going to go into real detail. So when I'm around a big group of people and I'm feeling the vibes from everybody, if I'm feeling negative vibes, my mental energy is going to shut down. I'm going to put a block up. I'm going to completely go quiet. I'm not going to socialize with anybody because I'm feeling these negative vibes from people. So that's another factor into listening to who you're hanging out with, who is matching your aura. So those are my negative factors that affect my mental energy.
For my mental energy, the biggest part for me is being triggered. If something reminds me of something traumatic or I get put back in a certain place, I'm a crash out.
Hmm.
Like, I will go drop every single cent in my bank account and I will go speed 100 miles an hour. I am a crash out. So, a lot of being a better person, not getting arrested, eating well, saving money. You have to learn to redirect that somewhere else
Hmm.
and take care of that separately. Another thing that really drains my energy is people not paying attention to what you're saying in a conversation. I can, again, like we talked about last week, when you can pick up on how people act in a conversation, if I'm not getting the same feedback, you done pissed me off.
Yeah, that you just touched base on what you said last week. It's shutting up, letting them do them,
Hmm.
and focusing your energy elsewhere.
Hmm.
Wasting your energy on these people that do not care about you. You're just draining yourself. You're burning yourself out.
Hmm.
Um, but just to redirect some positive things that help boost my energy. Going outside. I'm a huge nature person, so anytime I'm feeling really low, I like to go outside, feel the air. I'll roll my windows down and I'll just listen to the birds. It sounds really cheesy, but that shit helps me so much. Yeah, going outside, that's one factor that boosts me. Any sort of craft. So I've been into crocheting lately. So I'll get my little crochet like an old woman and I'll put on a show that I want to watch. Those are just a couple things that help me.
Yeah, some things that help me again with the nature thing. When I take him on a walk in the morning and it's cold and it's quiet outside, I can really get my mind clear for the day before I'm looking through my phone and texting people or somebody's calling me or somebody's
Hmm.
wanting energy from me. I can make it calm and get my
Yeah.
own self right. And then another thing too on that, if people are doing too much, you're asking too much of me, I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb. When I'm ready to deal with y'all, I will come off, but I'm quick to D&D somebody.
After us talking about those factors that boost our energy, that drain our energy, we're going to list some signs that you're burnt the fuck out.
Burnout.
Um, as 20-year-olds, we often ignore those red flags. We often prioritize things that are not healthy for us. It's the tick-tocking at night and not going to
Hmm.
bed. It's the wanting to binge eat when you're stressed out. It's those signs that you really need to look out for. So, for some signs that I've noticed is me and Maddie actually, I've noticed that when we can be burnt out, we want to sleep. I'm a big sleeper. I know
Oh,
Maddie's a
I'm gonna
big
take a nap.
sleeper. Hmm.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Hmm.
If I got a little 30 minutes, I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, sleep it
I
off.
come home and I'm upset, I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah. The sleeping, feeling detached and unmotivated to do anything, increased frustration. A year ago, I would be pissed at the littlest things and I would direct it towards Cameron. It wouldn't be anything physical. It wouldn't be anything, I wouldn't say mentally triggering, but as someone who doesn't know what's going through your mind, I would take my frustration out on Cameron whenever I felt overwhelmed with the house. I'm like, you need to do this, you need to do that. But I need to understand he doesn't know what's going on. And letting myself understand when I'm burnt out, I need to sit down and think before I speak.
That's a big thing too. It can be hard to realize that you're being a shitty person because you're annoyed or you're angry and it's nobody's
Mhm.
fault but your own. And nobody deserves to get that hateful energy from you. Another big sign for me is I will always make excuses, whether it be for things I have to do, people I need to see, or things I have planned. For example, with homework, if I'm burnt out, be like, well, if I don't turn this in, it'll only drop my grade 10%. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
going to do it. Or if I'm supposed to go meet somebody for lunch and it's like, well, I can say that I fell asleep even though I was awake. Or I can say,
Yeah.
oh, let's reschedule. or I always will come up with some sort of excuse to get out of it. And instead of reflecting and being like, okay, why am I tired? It's like, I just don't want to go. I don't want to be there. I don't want to do nothing instead of, hey, why is all my energy gone?
And then coming back from that, the first step is realizing when you're burnt out. After we realize that, I want you to write down three things right now that you notice about yourself when you feel tired, when you feel unmotivated, or when you just don't feel like getting up. I want you to write down three things that you're going to change this week. So basically, what we're going to do about that is we are going to acknowledge these feelings that we're having when we're burnt out
Mm.
and do something about it. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to complain that you're burnt out and not going to do anything, you're just complaining to complain.
Accountability for it, for your energy being in the way it is. You're the only person who can make a difference, who can change what's draining you. So the first step for sure, you need to take accountability.
Mhm.
You know what's draining you. You don't want to let it go. You don't want to tell this person or tell this project or whatever that you got to step back, but we gonna do it. That's the only way you're gonna fix it. You're gonna let these people go.
hmm Speaking of letting people go, you also need to realize who's good for you in your life and who's not. It doesn't matter how long someone has been in your life, people change, people
Mm.
grow, people, we all have different immaturity levels. So it's realizing who is good for your life and who is not. I don't have a huge group of friends because I choose who my friends are, who is good for me, who is benefiting me, and who wants to be there for me when I have a dream. And I'm a huge, huge supporter. So I expect that from a friend of mine. That's the least I expect as a friend is for you to support me. I get it. We all have stuff going on. Being there for someone is super important, especially as friends, because we all have shit going on. You don't expect us someone to check in every week just to support them, just to check on them. And that's just a huge thing. Focus on who is really there for you
Hmm.
and cutting off those connections who are secretly hating on you because you all have that one friend who is secretly talking shit behind your back and they're not good for you.
Like, and that's okay. Like, it might hurt really bad because, again, you think there's some sort of loyalty or commitment because you've known them for so long or you've been working for this company for so long. But at the end of the day, if your energy isn't right, then it's not serving you and
hmm
you gotta let it go. And it might
hmm
hurt and you gotta go through some shit, but you gotta let it go. If you're coming home every day drained, if you're crying all the time over this friendship, over this relationship, if you're tired, you're not doing your makeup, you're not getting up, your skin's horrible, your hair's dull, bad energy, horrible
hmm
bad energy that's literally sucking the life out of you.
You're overcompensating
Hmm.
for the energy that you're not getting back. Work,
Hmm.
relationships, friendships. You cannot be overcompensating because that's
Hmm.
when your energy is drained.
And the biggest thing I've seen about relationships in general is it's not 50-50. Like people say it should be
hmm
cut 50-50 in the relationship, and that's not how it works.
No.
I might be giving 10% one day.
hmm
If you are in the right relationship, they're going to give 90. If I'm
Yeah.
giving 60, because they can only give me 40 today. That's the balance of things. And if you're really paying attention to energy and you care about these people, you will overcompensate or you will, have a bad day and they'll overcompensate for you.
hmm hmm All about balance. You have to balance each other out, but you cannot be that one person who is always giving the 70% and the
Mm-hmm.
other person is giving 30.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be an everyday thing where you're giving it all and they're giving their bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
But it is important for the balance,
Yeah.
especially in relationships, because relationships are long term. That's your ride or die. You guys have to understand that in relationships, if one day you're feeling only 30, but your partner's also only feeling 30, you guys have to lift each other up because it's only 60%. How
Mm-hmm.
are you guys going to compensate for that?
Mm-hmm. A little more energy. to make them feel important and bring up their energy, you're good.
So jumping into balance and also being self-aware of how much energy you're giving. It's being self-aware of how you're treating others and the energy that you're giving to others. In the last episode, Maddie highlighted thinking before speaking. It's the being quiet before you say something you're going to regret later.
Heavy on the you're going to regret. When you have bad energy surrounding you and your energy is drained, you're going to be tempted to do what this bad energy is doing, how it's acting around you. If you're getting an argument with somebody and it's draining your energy and you're in a low place, you gonna get out of character. You gonna say some stuff you gonna regret. And then when you fix your energy, you're gonna look back and be like, why did I say that? I didn't mean that. Why did I say that?
Because when you look back on what you said, you don't want to regret that. And that could be the last thing you said to that person. If
Mm-hmm.
that person were to go, if that person were to leave your
Mm-hmm.
life, you don't want that last thing to be said.
Mm-hmm.
So think before you speak.
And by all means, say what you want to say. But my biggest thing is too, everything I say, I stand by what I say. If
Hmm.
I called you a bitch, I meant it. If
Hmm.
you ask me, did you say this about me? Yes, I did. And I'm gonna stand on that because I've done
Hmm.
thought about it for quite a long time
Yeah.
for you to not hear about it.
So now that we've learned on being aware of how we're reacting, what we're saying, there's ways to calm these impulsive thoughts. I know when I'm mad, I sometimes speak out instead of thinking, and it's a lot of impulsive thoughts. It's a lot of things that I shouldn't have said. Some ways to calm these impulsive thoughts that have been helpful to me: meditating, listening to any kind of meditation music to calm your mind, empty it out.
Like working out is a big thing. If I'm mad, like I want to hurt somebody and I'm not going to bring myself down to your level, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go run. I'm going to go lift some heavy ass weight and imagine punching you in the face.
Hmm.
That, or I'm going to ride around in the car and blast rock music. And again, imagine punching you in the face.
Hmm. It's the punching in the face, which you
Hmm.
could use boxing as an outlet if you really need to get that
Hmm.
anger out. There's martial arts, or, you could go touch grass.
Yeah,
Seriously. Going outside.
get off your phone.
Yeah. Connect with outside. Nature can be such a healing concept for you in your life. I know it has been in mine. Our energy literally connects with the environment around us, and the sun is such a powerful tool.
Yeah, that's why in the summertime people are a whole lot more happier than in the fall and the winter time. And that seasonal depression kind of kicks in because you ain't getting no vitamin D.
It's crazy because when it goes from 40 degrees to just 80 degrees, it's crazy how your mood changes so much.
Yeah.
You're getting out of that dark shell.
So on the topic of going outside and touching grass, vampires don't like the sun. So we're going to talk about energy vampires and these people that are draining the life out of you. And you need to recognize these people, people who have envy, people who have jealousy, people who are making you cry, making you angry, making you upset, and you feel like you're giving all your energy. Get them off your neck, kick them
Hmm.
outside, put a stake in their heart. You got to do something.
Hmm.
Get them away. In order to heal yourself and fix your energy, charge your battery, we got to know who them vampires are. You don't have any Edwards in your life. You don't have any Klauses in your life. Ain't nobody worth it. Said I'm a Damon girly.
Me too. Damon Gurley all the way.
Oh
But
yeah.
we all know he was a good brother. But yeah, no job is worth it. Kick them out of your life. They're sucking the life out of you.
Hmm. And if you want to know how, want to know if you know these people are, scroll back a little bit to the beginning of the episode. go over those signs and symptoms again, and then reevaluate, and then get your steak and your garlic out and get to
Mhm.
work. And with you realizing who these energy vampires are, you have to know how to say no and the power behind saying no.
Saying no is it's such a underrated concept. You literally have to know to say no. You have to know to say no. So, saying no to situations that might affect you mentally when you're not in a good place, you have to know when to say no. Um, when someone is asking you to go out, but you've been going hard on for the past week on work, on school, you haven't had a chance to catch up. It's okay to say no. It's okay to sit back and focus on you, focus on replenishing your energy so you can provide them with a better you. You don't want to be going out when you're cranky, when you know you're in a bad mood. You need to take that time to heal. Saying no is so powerful. Saying no to men who you know are not
Hmm.
good for you. We all know about red flags. Me and Maddie both know those damn
Mm-hmm.
red flags, and we ignored them. We did not say no. We said yes.
And then you said no later.
It was too late.
Um, and if people in your life that you're saying no to, if they don't understand why you're saying no, they won't accept that, they're codependent, they are needy, they're a horrible person, they're bad energy. You need to let them go anyways. I don't know a single friend I have in my life that I keep and that I have right now that I couldn't say, hey, I'm having a bad day. Like, I gotta
Mhm.
cancel. Hey, like, I have too much going on. I gotta cancel. And if they're not okay with that, and if they're giving you shit, saying you're lame, saying that you care too much about your job, you care too much, you're around your boyfriend too much, okay, bye. Let them go.
Energy vampire.
They showed themselves. Bye. Oogly boogly, bye.
hmm Same thing with work. If you call in one day and work is upset because your call in is an excuse to them, you need to find a new job. So saying no to work, they're going to be okay. Have another job lined up because you do not want to work at that miserable place your whole
Hmm.
life.
If they don't let you take sick days, mental health days, they see you as a part in the machine and they can order something and replace it the next day.
You're a
Let it
number
go.
in their eyes.
Yeah. You're nothing but making them a profit or making their job easier. You got to let them go.
hmm
Also, on the topic of jobs, if you have somebody that's in a position of power above you and they're taking your energy or they're giving you bad energy, bye. It's not worth it. And I'm going to tell you and give you advice. I'm not just saying quit that job and not have a job lined up. That's a horrible fucking idea.
hmm
Have a job lined up and then you can say peace out to that job. Always have a job. Always have a plan. Don't do stuff reckless. I know you get your feelings hurt. You get in your head. You want to be a crash out and just quit, throw stuff and
Impulsive
leave.
thoughts.
Let's not do
Don't
that.
make that impulsive
Get
thought.
your paid time off. Write to corporate later, but we're going to leave on the right way and you're going to have a job lined up.
Now that we have identified all of the important points of being self aware, finding those signs of who's draining you, and knowing what factors heal your energy and what factors affect your energy, we're going to find out what ways can fuel you. And how I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, nutrition can play a huge part in how you feel mentally. I'm a really bad I don't have the best diet, but I notice when I'm eating better, my mental health is better. I think clearly. I know Maddie tried out vegetarian for a while, and you
Oh
said it
yeah, if
helped you
you
a lot.
feel like shit, you got too much GMOs in your body. You got too much antibiotics and all that other shit
Mhm.
they put in meat. I went vegetarian for like 6 months. Brain fog, gone. Energy levels, everything was so much better. You don't realize how much when you're eating so much carbs and you're eating all this meat, and red meat is so bad for you. Don't stop eating that shit. You're tired. Have you ever noticed like you eat a big meal that has meat or has all these carbs and you're like, damn, I gotta take a nap.
Mm.
Stop eating that shit. Eat a little less or just cut out the meat a
Take a
little bit or,
break.
take a little break. Cleanse
Hmm.
your body. And I know you're not drinking enough water. You need 8 cups a day.
Your
So your
mouth
little
is dry.
Stanley cup, your Owala you got, fill that bitch up at least 3 to 4 times a day. We gonna compromise if we can get to half, 3 or 4 times a day. Get some more water. Your lips are dry, your eyes are crusty,
Hot breath.
your pee is too dark, your breath is hot. You need to drink some more water. That's why you irritated because you need something to drink.
And electrolytes. People
Mm.
think, oh, I've already drinking my water for the day. Okay, put those electrolytes in there too,
hmm
because that's going to make a huge impact on your health as well and how
hmm
you feel.
And that sweet tea you drink and that coffee you drink, that cancels out a glass of water because it's a diuretic and it's going to make you pee. So you got to drink
Hmm.
another glass of water to
Make up
even
for
be
it.
even for the day. After you drink your coffee, you need to drink a glass of water. Preferably vice versa. It should be the water first.
As soon as you wake up, right when you roll out of bed, have a glass of water. It's
hmm
not that hard. Drink it up, and now you can have your coffee. You can treat your coffee as a little treat. I had my cup of water, so now I get to have my cup of coffee.
hmm
If you need to think of it that way, do it that way.
Before you touch your phone, I don't want you to reach for your phone. I want you to reach for the glass of water. Take a drink of water. Take a deep breath, and then we can check our phone. But
Hmm.
first, you need to get a drink of water.
Another thing is just going out and meeting new people. Go
Mm.
out with your friends. Be open to meeting new people. Stop being so closed off. I get it when you've been hurt in the past, but we need to start letting our boundaries down to allow these awesome other people in the world that could be matching your aura. You need to have your boundary down and go out to meet new people. And this could fuel you as well.
And another thing with that, too, your battery can't be on zero. Before you go out and you give your energy, you got to be up there too. So you need to do these things we talked about first, get your own energy up, and
Hmm.
then take on these new adventures. Because I know if, I've had a long day and then I go out or I have to do something or something social, my battery drains very quick, maybe like an hour. And I'm like, okay, I'd rather be in bed. Like, I got to get
Hmm.
home. So make sure you're fully charged enough so when you go to these situations, you can give it the effort it deserves. You can make these people feel like you were paying attention to them and you're listening to what they were saying.
Hmm.
Get yourself in check first and then go to these situations.
Then surrounding yourself with people that match your aura. That's so huge. We already talked about that in this episode. Having people who have the same aspirations as you, it doesn't have to be specific. It just has to be those who want to be better than themselves. Because at the end of the day, you are your biggest competitor. No one else is better than you. You're competing for yourself. At the end of the day, you want better for yourself. You're competing for yourself. So you want to surround yourself with people who want to do the same thing. You don't want to surround yourself with people who are constantly complaining, who are constantly talking negative, who have no aspirations whatsoever. It's okay to just want to live life, but when you're constantly being stuck in that procrastination stage, you're not going to get anywhere. How are you going to better yourself when you're
Yeah.
stuck in that stage?
And those people are stagnant. If they don't want to move, they may be even moving backwards. They're taking your energy and they're not on the same level. We've talked about that. If they're not on
Hmm.
your level,
Yeah.
you got to keep going, get out the water, keep walking, leave them be. You can want to help these people. And that's another thing, too. You see these people and you want to fix them, and you're giving all your energy to these people that cannot be fixed. It is not your job to fix
They
these
don't
people.
want to be fixed.
Stop wasting your energy fixing these people. You're not a doctor. I don't think so, unless you are. But you can fix them in a different way. Stop giving your energy to these people who don't, one, don't appreciate it, Two, they're not going to understand and take it and be deserving of the help you're there to offer. Stop. I know you see these broken things, these people who have these anger issues, any whatever kind of issues, and they put you in these abusive situations or these situations where you're feeling left out or these situations where you're being left on red, all these other things. Let him go. You can't help that man. You cannot help that man. Therapy, a rehab facility, and medication will help that man. You
Hmm.
can't do anything to help him besides letting him go. That's the
It's the
greatest
hero
thing you
syndrome.
can do for somebody is let him go.
Stop trying to be the hero.
Yeah.
Look out for
You be the
others,
hero
but
of your own story.
you have to prioritize yourself because you look at yourself in the mirror every day. You don't look at nobody else but yourself. All right. And basically, we hope you guys took this episode seriously. We're going to take this seriously because we're actively working to improve this. And that's why we have so
Mhm.
much to say because we are constantly healing our energy. So basically, we talked about lifestyle effects that affect our energy, self awareness, distributing your energy, and knowing those signs of who is being an energy vampire.
Kill him.
Um,
Not literally, but cut him off.
mhm.
Cut him off. Put him in the sun. Cut him off. Go enjoy the sun. And then I know last week I told y'all to sit in the corner. I have something new for you this week. I want you to comment one thing you're going to change, whether it be cutting off that vampire or something you're going to do to recharge yourself, to plug yourself into the wall outlet. What are you going to do to make yourself better and fix your energy and get it balanced? I want to know. What are you going to do? Is it going to the gym, cutting this person off? You going to stop eating burgers? What you going to do? Let me know. Spotify, YouTube, you know where to find us. Drop it in the comments. We want to listen.
I will see you guys next week for the solo episode, and then Maddie will see you
Yes.
guys the other week.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
supporting. We're excited to see what our other episodes are going to be talking about because we love to yap.
Yeah. Love
Anyways,
y'all. Love to yap.
bye,
Bye,
twins.
twins.